Howdy guys and dolls out there in YouTube land, your favorite little keto goofball Diamond back again. Sorry, there will be background noise. I have a house full as always. But now I want to talk to you guys about a histamine response and what I've learned about it. And of course I heard the term before, obviously, because I've had them many times, but didn't exactly know what they were. I thought they were just basically allergies. And in a way it kind of is, but it isn't too. So I'm going to show you some test results from my doctor here in just a few minutes. And that have been plaguing me for many years. And these results, I believe, are from 2012 to 2018, or 2013 to 2018. Whew, that's a mouthful. So I tried some new foods. I'm going to go ahead and show you what those new foods are, and we'll talk more about it in just a second. Hey guys, I'm going to show you some of the potential problems added into my diet this week. Some of them are just some to show you the things that can affect other people. Now, this Fiesta cheese was added in because Corey buys this and she's moved in. So, and it's got one in it I don't recognize. The rest of it I should have been alright with, or that I use generally. But, of course, you can also become intolerant to foods. So, and this is, again, dealing with a histamine response. So, I've added pistachios. I had a little bit of these this week. I also tried, well, I didn't actually try this Parmesan, so this was not the culprit, but could have been. Asiago cheese. That was nasty. I should never have tried that. The Gouda and the Swiss. I wanted to get outside of my box and try some new things, and one of them caused me an issue. These large salamis, I tried these. These are also on the histamine list. Pepperonis. It's cured meat. Well, anyways, it's these kinds of meats here that could trigger. I tried these large pepperonis. Pre-cooked bacon. Avocado / guacamole. Spinach can cause it. I did not eat any of this. This is Corey's, but they said that could cause it. Uncooked eggs or eggs not cooked good enough. And sour cream. Now, I don't have any trouble with the sour cream. I don't eat uncooked eggs. So those are not my problems. It's one of these other things that I just talked to you about. And the only way to know which one it is to try them one at a time and see which one is affecting me. Or maybe multiple are affecting me. So alright, so in effort to add new things to my diet, to my keto journey, I tried some more stuff. Not always a good idea, but not for everybody. Most people will not have that kind of response that I had to trying new things on keto. So a histamine response is basically your body overreacting to certain foods and creating runny eyes, sinus pressure, sinus issues, dripping nose, swelling, rash, multiple different things. And a lot of times I think when people are having a keto rash, it's more a histamine response, or perhaps it's your body pushing toxins out through the skin. But, goodness y'all. So the other day it was super quick. I ate and my feet started itching, burning, swelling. My sinuses just tightened up. I started getting a pounding headache. It was quick. I mean, just within 5 minutes of eating. So, what caused it? I don't know yet. So I'm going to have to take all those foods out of my diet and add them in one by one just to see which is causing it. But it could be multiple. Now, again, it won't affect everybody. I have years and years of stomach damage. The tummy system has been damaged a lot, not only by my diet, by my former cigarette use and all that stuff, but I was on antibiotics for years, and I'm not even kidding. Let me show you my white blood cell count and how it's always looked, and it always made my doctor think I was having some kind of infection, in which maybe I was, because I had raging sinus infections, ear infections, and everything else. But let me show you how my white blood cell test results looked. These results are between 2013 and 2018. Okay guys, so this is a thing from my doctor's office. It's a my chart thing, and let me see. This is my white blood cell count. Now you see the normal levels are between 4.5 and 11. Alright? This is my normal results. A couple times they were close to normal, but normally not. So 15.9. But this again is my white blood cell count. It's always super high. And here is my platelet count. Now you see that should be between 150 and 379. Yeah, that's when the hematologist freaked out on me. And that's after doing keto, so it did drop. It's not what you would call normal now. Well, actually, yeah, it's below the normal limit, but she said it was getting higher and they have to keep an eye on it. My platelets always have to be counted manually. They can't do them by machine, so it always has to be sent off and done special, but yeah. Now this prompted me to turn for my doctor to send me to a hematologist who actually happened to be an oncologist as well. So when I got there, that doctor completely brushed off the white blood cells, never even touched the subject. He said, "I'm not worried about those. It's your platelet count that scares me. How are you not dead? How have you not had a stroke? You could die at any moment. Take these chemotherapy drugs," which I couldn't touch with my bare hand, which I had to use rubber gloves for, which I couldn't let touch the surface without scrubbing that surface down because they were dangerous if anybody else should touch that surface. Radioactive material and all. So naturally they're not real good for your body. Eventually I did just stop taking the drugs, and my platelet count actually went down, even though I was told I'd be on those for the rest of my life. Now your blood platelet makes your blood count, high platelet count makes your blood clot too fast. It could cause a stroke, and if it's not treated, you could eventually need like a bone marrow transplant and that kind of thing. So what I had was called essential thrombocythemia. And again, I just stopped taking the drugs one day because they were expensive as hell and I didn't like taking them. And once I found keto, though, I started learning more about how diet affects your body, how everything is kind of diet based. Most of the disease in this world right now is diet based. Now, the essential thrombocythemia, when I learned about keto and what your diet could affect, I looked up, the first thing I looked up was foods to avoid if you have essential thrombocythemia. The top one was tomatoes. We've always had a garden in the backyard, y'all, where we grew baby tomatoes by the bushel. That was the main thing we would grow. And I would go out there and I would literally eat just tubs of these baby tomatoes like almost every day. I stopped doing that. Platelet count normal. Doctors keep an eye on it just to be sure, because my blood platelet count cannot be tested by a machine. It has to be done manually. So, yeah, interesting, right? But anyway, that was diet based, or I believe so anyway. I mean, you know, I had stopped eating tomatoes anyway because before I started keto, I had decided to work out every day. It would never have lasted forever, trust me. It lasted for 31 days. I was proud of myself. But it wouldn't have lasted every day. But I had decided to start working out every single day, monitoring my calories, and only eating what I perceived as being healthy, which was fruits, vegetables, and lean cuts of meat. It did work. That month I lost 5 pounds, but not like I did on keto. So, you know, keto is still king, and I still love it, and I'll still do it and preach it every damn day. But let's get back to the histamine thing. So, some of y'all sent me a video that looked like it was just tailor-made for me, and it was just put up today. So I was like, yes, let's talk about histamine. I'm going to listen to this fella. Smart fella. He had a lady with him. I don't know their relationship. I'm new to that channel. So she's some sort of dietitian or something of that nature. And I did subscribe because I found their information interesting. And they are a keto channel, apparently. So, interesting channel. And I'll put their video and everything at the end of this as I stop talking. But they were talking about your histamine response, your gut health having to do with that. Some of the foods that would cause it, which I've already looked all this up, so I didn't know about it. But it's nice to hear somebody else talk about it, especially with keto, because most people will not have this response. Understand that my body's highly sensitive to certain things, like circulose, where many of y'all can have that artificial sweetener in your foods. I cannot. I get kicked just like that. And I'm not the only one. I do know that some of my subs also say that if they have a Quest bar or anything with just circulose in it, they do get kicked as well. So best advice, try it. If you don't feel anything different, if your weight still continues to go down, keep on going with it. If, however, you feel a little bit different, if you shoot up in a little bit of water weight, don't try it again for a month, then try it again and see if it affects you the same way. That's about the best way you can tell, which is basically what I'm going to have to do with the histamine foods, or the foods that can cause histamine. And those foods are uncooked eggs, which I don't eat, so I'm not worried about that. Sour cream, I do eat that, but I eat that pretty regularly, and if that was going to respond to me, it probably would have already. Some of y'all said ranch. That's not on their list, but there is uncooked egg and ranch, so that could be a problem, but I eat ranch every day. I also ate ranch yesterday and didn't have a response to it, so I don't think it's that. However, the nuts, the pistachios, they could have caused a histamine response. It is something I do not eat very much, because if I buy them, I will eat them all. I did not this time. I just had a small little handful, but they could have caused it. I tried salami. Salami could cause that. What is it? Processed meats can cause that, like salami, pepperoni, and which I hope is not the pepperoni, because I do like pepperoni. But again, the only way I'm going to be able to find out is to try it and see how it affects me, but try it one-on-one. Aged cheese and overcooked meats can also cause it. So I think that's pretty much the list. But anyway, if you're having a response to certain foods, cut them out, add them one at a time. Today, and I'll show y'all when I do my diary video or my keto update video, I did try 1 piece of Swiss cheese all by itself, which is going to mess with my fasting window. But I need to know if that affects me. And to do that, I'm going to have to eat the item alone, wait a few hours before I eat anything else, and just see how that affects me. And I'll tell you all about that in a little bit. But anyway, if you think you're having a histamine response to food, I did take an antihistamine like Benadryl. It is a Band-Aid, like the guy on the video said today. That is just a Band-Aid. It's not going to cure or solve any problem. It's just going to make it a little better so you can get through it and then figure out which food it is. So anyway, that's my video on histamine. Let me show you the fella and thank the people who sent them to me, or sent me to see that video. Check it out. Okay, so I want to say a special thank you to Rue 23 Paris and Kim Cole D. Kim, I think I got your Christmas card back, by the way. I didn't have the address right. If it's you, let me know, because somebody's came back. I also got Melanie Hines back. Apparently I missed something on there, but that's not the point of this video. I want to thank you guys for sending me over to check out Jimmy Rant's Histamine Connection video, which was posted today. And I swear this video had to be tailor-made for me. It was really cool. And they're talking about him and a lady named Christine. I don't know their relationship yet. I've just learned about this channel and just watched this video. Very good video, you guys. So check this out. It's Jimmy Rant's. This is episode 71, The Histamine Connection. And I'll talk to you more about it in a minute.